Hi, welcome back to my channel. Triggers come up in life. Some people have more than others. And that's one of the things that I am super passionate about, is helping to coach people or teach people to coach themselves on how to get out of triggers and what to do. So this video is for anyone who would like to witness or see one way that I walked myself through, I coached myself through in the moment, pretty much, of a trigger I had. I was with my daughter and she had put something from her dad's in my trunk that triggered my anxiety. I later found out that her anxiety was also triggered. So I'm going to show you that situation, and I hope that it's beneficial for you. So I'll see you in just a second. Welcome. So just had a great moment in Canada. I slipped back into survival mode for the left, and I said in my car for at the grocery store. So I felt unsafe. My daughter ended up getting this bow and arrow thing from my sister. Like, it's legit. It's not high end, but it's not a tool either. And I've just always been around mental illness for my entire life. To my knowledge, there has never been any weapon in any situation. For maybe 2 weeks when I was early married, my ex's dad had left her. I don't think they were married yet. He had some guns, no ammunition, and I was uneasy just having the gun in the house and hoping to get it. Most situations with mental unrest, I'll still call it that, I'm pretty collected. But when it comes to having kind of weapon in the vicinity of people that struggle with mental illness, even just myself, you have intrusive thoughts and everybody does. And I don't want something available if that makes sense. So she put it. My ex didn't stand up for the situation. That's not the point. The message is that life happens, especially with teenagers. And I was sitting in my car because this is where the no voice thing happens too. Like, I had, and all my other cooking skills, like normally I would reach out to the support group if I sort of did, but sometimes after a while that doesn't, or they're not immediately there. And I always encourage to call domestic situation, call the domestic hotline. They are amazing, absolutely amazing. Or call a hotline. So call the hotline if you are in immediate, or call them. Always do that. This wasn't tragic. Which sometimes, no offense, sometimes that's worked. Like, I've been in that spot so many times in my life. So many times where it wasn't necessarily calling the cops worthy, but I am learning that that's actually more important. Call the non-emergency number. Like, it is totally okay. I've done that most times when I want to look it up. That's what they're there for. They've even told me, which brought me peace. But today wasn't one of those. So thankfully, I'm getting better at listening to my intuition. And I knew that bow and arrow could not leave my car. I just knew that was not going to be okay. My daughter is in a childish mood. Adults are that way too. Like, if you don't know what a childish mood is, because when you're in that situation, if you're the one that's in a childish, you don't know it until sometimes, especially if you've had siblings. I call it siblings. Sometimes I was thinking of my brother, and if he ever watches this, it's fun being a sister. I'm sure it's fun being a brother. I see that in my son with his sister. It's a sibling rule. I'm not saying it's right, but just saying that is. I knew that could not be clear. So I locked my entire purse and my phone, everything in my car, and went in the house. I didn't talk to her. Like, she left on her bike. So I'm like, okay, what do we gotta do with this? So that's when I took my car to the grocery store just to get organic lemons. Sometimes you just gotta buy organic lemons. There's a whole nother story in this, and maybe I'll share it when I figure out the message. But the message in this is listen to that inner self thing, that inner voice. Some people call it the higher self. Some people call it the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it. Gut intuition. Let's see, I'm sure you're wondering what that sound is in the background, because it's gorgeous. So let's see if this works. Even in Wisconsin, there are some beaches, believe it or not. I hope it's not the sky. I can't see it. Anyway, so I sat in the parking lot of the grocery store, not frozen, and it wasn't one of those shock episodes that I've had from, I don't know what we want to call it. They portray it on TV as shock. Not necessarily what I've experienced, but I don't know. That's a whole nother video. But I sat in the grocery store parking lot, and I didn't necessarily want to come to the beach. The beach is like, not even. Everything that has happened since I drove my car to the beach, I don't know if that's just part of growing up without an identity or growing up being introverted or what. I didn't want to go into the grocery store to get my organic lemons because I didn't want to be around. I just didn't want to be nice. There's been that's been something in the past that I don't know if that has to do with a slight depression or if that's just a byproduct of all that I've been through or what. It's been getting better. The more I work on myself, the more I listen to that higher voice, the more a lot of the anxiety and letting stuff go and all that stuff has been getting better to the point. I guess I'm supposed to share this in this. I wasn't going to, but so my daughter's principal, who was actually the teacher, every time, I kid you not, there's been at least 3 times that I could list in detail that after my daughter and I have had one of these episodes, the man just shows up. He's just there. I kid you not. I was in the parking lot for over a half an hour. I walk into the grocery store, get my organic lemon, and who's at the checkout? Man. And his wife. When I've been at work, in the 2 separate locations, I don't think he's ever been back to the paint department, but 2 separate locations that I've worked at on the exact day that my daughter and I had an issue. And they're always singing my daughter's praises. My daughter is an amazing person. She is going to, if she gets into a good situation, and I don't know, all the childish things, I mean, they're never going to get all worked out of her, but she's going to go to work. Like, she will. Whatever she puts her mind to, it will get done. Like, she's going to be so powerful. So they were saying all her praises, and I'm sitting there going, I just sat in the car for the last 30 minutes with a bow and arrow in my trunk, trying to figure out what to do with the thing. I was going to take it back to my sister, because she's the one that gave it to her. And my daughter's at my sister's house. And if you're watching, you know how this ends. There's a couple different ways. And I know all like the guru stuff that you're supposed to like not believe that or think that or whatever. But maybe one day it will be more enlightened or have no more survival. I don't know. I think survival instincts are good to have. As I was walking, the weirdest stuff happened. I will post the picture. I like the spot right now. I don't really want to get up and walk over there to show it in the video, but it's so nice. It's so nice. I guess maybe being in Wisconsin, not being able to use the beach 9 months out of the year, you really appreciate it when you can. So every time I pull up to the beach, it is an amazing thing. I don't know if you can do this anywhere else probably, but I haven't been around too many places yet. But here in Two Rivers, you get to drive right up. I mean, you could literally drive right into Lake Michigan. I mean, there's the road, the parking lot, the beach, and the water. It's glorious. I don't know if, oh, nope, probably can't see it because you're looking at, oh, there is the water. This is probably the driving. The put in, I think they call it a put in. My goal is to take a lot of videos here if possible. But anyway, back to my story. I didn't want to come. I love the beach. I absolutely love the beach. There's something about the water, the sound, the sand, the whole thing. Like that's my happy place. But I didn't want to come here. Why didn't I want to come here? I just wanted to go home and finish doing what I was doing, which wasn't immediately work. And I don't even know how to describe it. I was so busy trying to survive. I was so busy trying to get my dad's attention, to get, I don't want to say love, but I do, that my happiness, my joy, my even pleasure is an interesting word that we will talk about in a different episode, but I don't find pleasure in food. I don't like, I'm not a drinker. Like, everybody tries smoking, I think. I have asthma, it's a bad idea. None of that stuff works. Like, it doesn't. And even after, like, I do like wine. I do like, okay. So I'm gonna have a glass of it when I get home. I wish I could have it here, but I didn't want to come, right? It's like a couple of weeks in the first, our beach ready. It's only been like maybe 2-ish weeks. They actually have to do like beach man, like it's, they pull it back. I saw it last year. They pull the beach back as far as they can for the snow. I don't know. But I actually was here the day they pushed it down last year, which is why I know that. I made myself walk on the beach. I wasn't gonna, I have this problem with music right now. I'm struggling to find a radio station that meshes up and it doesn't. I'm trying to find YouTube videos. There's a couple that have been great. I've learned that bass singers are helpful right now, just in my heart. I think it's just in my heart. Like it's just like that's healing my heart. Like that tone is healing my heart. So I walked on the beach. I found somebody wrote "God is love," and it's pretty just beautiful things like that. So I still haven't figured out the message with her teacher. That is, of course, I was trying to talk to her with the help before that I didn't want to share necessarily. But there's gotta be. I don't know if it's just a reminder that my daughter is amazing, and I know she's an amazing person, and that I fully believe that once she is an adult, she's going to be a rock star adult. Just getting her from here to there. So all of this to say, wherever you're in, wherever that voice is telling you to go. If it's a good thing that's telling you to go to the beach and walk on the beach, go and walk on the beach. I know that I was trying to center myself in the car and breathe, and that wasn't working. And I was trying to talk to other people, like in the support groups that I'm in, about how they recommend finding support groups that resonate with you. But all the things, and it might not just be one support group. One of the support groups that I'm in is I don't want to say phasing out, but we all grow. That's the whole purpose, to grow. I've been wanting to do a message outside. I've been trying to figure out a way to do it, but my face isn't completely the center of the thing, but I don't have all my YouTube things, all the different things, so who doesn't want to walk almost at, what is it, sunset? So now you get to be with me at sunset at the beach. I couldn't have planned it better if I tried. It all comes down to self-care. I'm sitting in my car and I'm like, okay, how can I make self-care out of this? How do I do this? I always have organic items in my fridge. There's so many different reasons. They're great. Lights, the whole shop. I always have them. I went to the grocery store yesterday after work, and I knew I was forgetting something vital, and I could not remember what it was. And my son's sick, so when he was in the car, I'm like, lemons. That's what I forgot. Lemons. So first thing I can think of was I can sit in the parking lot at the grocery store and sort out my feelings with this little daughter. So I got the lemons, and then I made myself something. Like I'll just sit in the car if I have. Then we'll get up and put me next to the beach. Like, my thought process is always to find the medicine. Always to find the medicine for me. Walking in sand on the beach, even if it's in Wisconsin. Cold sand, by the way, at 8 o'clock at night. It's better than burning your feet. Just something about it. Still haven't found the solution to the problem yet. I think I'm gonna leave him. She's at my sister's house, and I don't think that's a good idea. I think leaving them locked in my car is the only way right now until she's not there. There's another YouTuber that talked about sitting with tension. The name of the area, I can never pronounce the flat name, but I'll have a link to his stuff below. I think that's one of the ones I found his channel on was sitting in tension. I've sat in so many nasty, yucky feelings for so long. I don't want to do that. But he's saying it's important to do that. I think there's a difference between sitting in them and not talking about them. I've done that. That just breeds toxicity to me. But I
messaged my daughter, and I don't know how this is going to work out, but I took care of me, and that's what the message is about. When life happens and you don't know what to do, sit in the grocery store parking lot now. Hey, it's helpful. At least I felt safe even with the bow and arrows in my car. Because they were in the trunk and the car was locked and I was in the car by myself. And I had my feelings. So now even though my daughter is still being 13 and trying to spew venom at me, I took care of you. I'd love to hear the ways that you take care of yourself below. I might light some candles later. Wow. I was listening to this feminine embodiment. No, it was Sheila Kelly's S Factor stuff. I'll link to that. That stuff is fantastic. I got to listen to one of her webinars or whatever, I guess you could call it. And she says feminine embodiment, feminine lighting fire, having fire lit, like a lit candle, is so important. Talk about sitting in feelings. It's just to have that, even if you have to have an app on your phone with the fire sound, something that is important. So these are the little things that I've picked up in all this self-improvement I've been doing, all these different things, all the things that I learned. Maybe one day I will be at a place where there's a beach all year round. I don't even know how cold it is right now, but I think it was 67 this afternoon. It's always different depending upon where you are in the general vicinity. Always different. Leave a list below of what helps you process, what helps you reground yourself. I'd walk through the grass too, but so I just wanted to share the sunset with you. Not really sunset. It must be over there. Let's see if we can find the moon's right in front of me, but we're gonna close it out because the gross fish is food. I will talk to you soon.